Hey, what's up guys? This is a video that's going to be about the films that are coming out in 2012, because I'm really into films and there are a bunch that I'm really looking forward to. The main two that I absolutely cannot wait to see are The Hobbit, directed by Peter Jackson, the guy who did all the Lord of the Rings films. It's been split up into two parts, so the one that's coming out this year in December is part one. It's going to be pretty good, I think, because he's got all the special effects technology that he had from Lord of the Rings, but more added to it. It's the same guys who did Avatar and stuff, called Weta Digital. So that's going to look and be absolutely amazing. Of course, it's The Hobbit. Martin Freeman's playing Bilbo. Ian McKellen's still in it as Gandalf, and I love the fact that Smaug, is the dragon, is voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Sherlock alongside Martin Freeman in the BBC series. So if they don't throw in some sort of reference, I'm going to be quite upset. The other one is The Avengers, directed and written by Joss Whedon, one of my favourite writer-directors. The guy who did Firefly, the guy who did Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's really good, especially with big cast ensembles, and this being the biggest superhero mashup thing ever, with Captain America, the Hulk, Thor and Iron Man all coming in from their own separate films, joining together and fighting something big, which is yet to be revealed. So that's going to be epic. It's going to be huge, it's going to be big, action-packed, full of comic book references. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Speaking of comic books, we've also got The Dark Knight Rises, the third and final Batman, directed by Christopher Nolan, with Christian Bale as Batman. This one, the bad guy is Bane, who in the comic books grows into an 8-foot monster, which is not really doable on film. So what they've got is they've got Tom Hardy throwing Christian Bale about a bit. Still, that's going to be pretty good, seeing as the last two were absolutely amazing. Still on the subject of comic books, we have Judge Dredd and the new Spider-Man film, The Amazing Spider-Man, which is a reboot of the series. It's not carrying on from the Tobey Maguire films, it's actually a whole new reboot, where apparently they've made it more gritty, less sort of colourful comic book style. Now this is far more based on the comic books, which I don't quite get. Another film I'm really looking forward to is Hunger Games, because it's based on one of my favourite books. It's essentially, anyone who's ever seen Battle Royale will know what I'm talking about, but it's teenagers taken from these different districts and forced to fight each other to sort of reinforce the power of this overall state. That's going to be really good, but it's only going to be allowed to be a 12, which means they're not going to be allowed to do some of the more gruesome stuff which actually appears in the book. For example, people get eaten alive by wolves for 2 days. We've also got Wrath of the Titans, sequel to Clash of the Titans, with Sam Worthington, which is going to be quite good, because Clash of the Titans was, I don't know, I wasn't too keen on it, but it had big Greek gods and monsters and sword fights, so this is just going to be another action thing with bigger monsters. You've also got American Pie The Reunion, which I'm looking forward to because the first three American Pie films were good. They were. After that they kind of went a bit downhill, but this is the cast from the first three films coming back and doing what they do best, which is making everyone around them feel incredibly awkward. And finally, a film that everyone is pretty hyped about, Prometheus by Ridley Scott, which is going to be a prequel to his 1970s sci-fi Alien. But it's not going to have any of the aliens in it, like the big black lizard-type monster things. It's not going to have any of them in it, but it's going to show where the big ring ship at the beginning of Alien, where that actually came from. So it's going to fill in some gaps, but I would have loved to have actually seen a modern-day pure Alien film. So yeah, those are the main points in cinema I was looking forward to for 2012. There may be more news coming out, which I will be incredibly excited about, or there may not. So, I'll inform you if there is anything more. But until then, that's the films I want to see, and this is video number 7.